John Mason family, welcome back. Today is the day. This is the exact video that we announced earlier this week, and we are not holding anything back. No scripts, just raw, unfiltered data. So, right here on my screen, I will be pulling up both applications and I will be dropping the exact same question to both applications. One for the AI app that is very, very popular on the market today, and the other app will be, of course, John Mason AI, and today will be all about Solomon. And we will see actually who delivers a real world expert results and who just spits out a wall of basic and general text. So let's dive straight into it. So I will start off by asking the AI app, which is very popular on the market today. And as we are speaking today about Solomon, the question, of course, will be in regards of network marketing, MLM, and so on. So let's say I have a problem right now in the last 2 weeks to expand my team, to find new prospects, and I need help exactly in this point. And I want you to look closely exactly how it will answer and how Solomon will answer as well. So I will ask, for example, how can I increase my network connections and expand my team weekly? Let's say I want to increase my targets by a weekly basis. All right, so this is the question. Let's exactly see how it will answer. All right, so the answer came out right away. And as you can see here, it just gives us steps of strategy to follow. And, I will start reading to see exactly what the answer is. So it's saying here, growing your network and expanding a team constantly each week works best when you treat it like a repeatable system and instead of occasional outreach. Okay, very fair. Here's a practical framework you can run every week. If I am an expert in any field, let's say in sales, right? This is what I'm expert in, and I have a new employee coming to me asking me a question, right? Needs help with anything. From my point of view, I cannot give advice if I don't know exactly where is the problem, right? What is your problem? What are you trying to reach? What is your goals and so on? So let's start by reading. Number one, set weekly pipelines targets. Instead of vague goals like network more, track activities. Example of weekly targets. And it gives you just bullet points of targets to put for yourself, like 15 new outreach messages, 5 follow-up conversations, 2 virtual or in-person meetings, 1 public post, and so on. So this is the first step, which is just setting out targets for yourself. Number two is build a simple outreach engine. All right. So use 3 channels repeatedly: existing network, online communities, like for example on LinkedIn, on X, GitHub, Reddit. C, events and micro communities. All right. Again, this is from my point of view. This is very, very basic and general information. This is exactly what we have been talking about. All right. So if you're asking a very simple question, you have to get a direct answer, right? Or at least something that clears your mind. I'm pretty sure if I'm a user, right, and I really have this problem, I already know all of this information. I believe everyone in the network marketing fields already knows this kind of information. This is very, very basic and general information, right? Like to use your social media, to put targets for yourself. All right, so number three, it's saying use a give first strategy. All right, it's saying people remember introductions, opportunities, useful information. And then it says if you become known as someone useful, your network grows naturally. All right, again. Number four, create public visibility. Okay, number five, build a recruiting funnel continuously. Again, it's already 5 steps in here, and those 5 steps, like it can create already 100 problem. Right, I can have 2 problems in creating public visibility. I can have 3 problems in for example in on how to build outreach. Maybe my problem is in outreach. Maybe my problem is in targets. Again, once I start reading all of this information, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will get pretty overwhelmed and doesn't even know where my problem is or what to do. All right. We came to number five, and number six, it's saying Focus on relationships, not contacts. Sure. Number 7, it says weekly operating rhythm, right? It just gives you like what to do on Monday, on Tuesday, and so on. Monday, reach out to 5 people. Tuesday, publish content and post. Okay, that's fair. That's not a problem. Number 8, use a tracking system. All right. Number 9, for team expansion specifically. Again, number 10, the compound effect. As you see here, guys, it gave me a whole essay to read. All right, 10 steps, 10 strategies to follow, and at the end, there's no clear advice on what to do. You can work with this AI app, but it needs you to know how to ask a question. All right, it's like it's asking you what is your problem. But if you're asking an expert, the expert should know what is the problem by asking you these questions. And this is exactly what we meant by saying what is the difference between general AI app and asking an AI expert like the ones we have in Mason. Right. So this is the answer we got from this AI app. As you see, it's a very, very long answer. It needs a lot of time to read it, right? And then what to write after this, right? If I'm a user, I'm going to be asking myself what to write after this, right? So now let's go to Solomon, and we will ask exactly the same question. How can I increase my network connections and expand my team weekly? All right, now let's see what Solomon's answer will be. All right, so it's saying here, that is a powerful question. It shows you are thinking strategically about growth, and that's exactly what we need. To truly expand your network and team consistently, we need to focus on 2 key areas: visibility and consistent engagement. This is very, very specific information, right? So just judging from the first answer that you get from the other AI app and from Solomon. From the other AI app, you have 10 steps and probably you'll be overwhelmed. Okay, which one should I focus on, right? Which one should I start with? You'll just be overwhelmed just from the very, very first interaction with the AI app. And Solomon here, you see the answer itself it's short, all right? And it gives very clear information, very specific information. It's saying we need to focus on 2 key areas: visibility and consistent engagement. Now in my mind, okay, I have to focus on visibility and consistent engagement, all right? Now what's next? It's saying, what method are you currently using to connect with potential partners? Are you leaning more on social media, direct outreach, or something else? You see, this strategy is known by strategic questioning or funneling, right? And it's used by a lot of experts in many fields. For example, in sales, all right, you use this strategy exactly to know what is the pain point for the client. If I have a client and this client is having a problem, I need to ask some questions first to know exactly what is the problem and how can I help you. Because if I don't know the problem, there's no way that I can help you. Only after knowing the problems, now I can help, first of all, the client to clear his mind and know exactly what he wants to ask about. This method is used by doctors, used by journalists, used by detectives, right? It's very, very important in debugging any problem that anyone has in the world. So I'm gonna answer his questions because we didn't get exactly what to do, right? So it's saying, what methods are you currently using to connect with potential partners? Are you leaning more on social media, direct outreach, or something else? For example, I will say here that I use Facebook and LinkedIn to find new prospects. Okay. Now Solomon is thinking and analyzing exactly what do I do to give me an answer. So Solomon is saying, excellent. Facebook and LinkedIn are fantastic platforms for professional networking. Now let's refine your approach to maximize your results there. Tell me, when you're reaching out to prospects on these platforms, what's your initial message or approach? Are you sharing your Tom Mason journey, offering value, or focusing on something else? All right. Again, this is another question. All right. This is again funneling, trying to detect exactly where is my problem or how do I freeze when I try to reach out to new prospects. So let's answer Solomon here. When you're reaching out to prospects on these platforms, what is your initial message or approach? Let's say my initial message is usually a question if they follow the newest, sorry for the typo, all right, the newest AI trends. Are you sharing your Tom Mason journey, offering value, or focusing on something else? Let's say I'm sharing Tom Mason journey. All right, now let's give him this answer and see exactly what he will respond. All right, so it's saying that's a good start, especially with the AI trends angle. It immediately links to what Tom Mason offers. Sharing your journey is also powerful as people connect with authenticity. However, sometimes a direct AI trend question can feel a bit generic or like a lead in to a sales pitch, which can put people on guard. All right. This is very, very smart. All right. If someone in sales, he knows exactly that this is a very good information. And while your journey is inspiring, it's often more effective after you've built a bit of rapport. What if we tweak that initial approach to be more about them and their challenges, rather than immediately introducing Tom Mason or asking about AI trends? Have you thought about starting with a question that uncovers a pain point relevant to what our ecosystem solves? I only asked 3 questions here, and the answers that Solomon gives me is not an essay, it's not a book to read. It's a very short answer and exactly telling me something that I need to do, asking me about a very, very specific question, specific information to uncover exactly what my problem is and how can I solve it. And this way of talking, it's really like talking to someone. And this is what I really love about the experts in Tom Mason, like Solomon and the other experts. When you're talking to one of them, it's exactly talking like talking to someone. You are asking a question, he's giving a response, and then asking another question, and so on. All right. So let's answer Solomon here. It's saying, have you thought about starting with a question that uncovers a pain point relevant to what our ecosystem solves? I will say no, I haven't thought about this. All right. I will say, can you help me with a template? All right. Can you help me with the template of a question that I can start with? All right. So let's see what Solomon will say. Okay, Solomon says, absolutely, let's craft something impactful. The key is to open a dialogue that naturally leads to a solution rather than immediately presenting one. Very nice. Try this. And it gives me exactly a template of like an initial message that I can reach out to new prospects talking about Tom Mason or talking about any other projects. It's saying, try this. I have been reflecting on how much the digital landscape is changing, especially with new technologies emerging. What's one of the biggest challenges you are facing right now in staying ahead in your professional field? All right. This is open-ended, focuses on their experience and creates a space for them to share. What do you think about that approach? Already it gives you a result, something to do, something that you can change right now and today. All right. And this is exactly what we're talking about. AI experts can deliver results, not just throw information to you to feel like it gives you some kind of answer of anything. All right, when you ask someone or ask something, anything, there's a difference between getting an essay of information that you already know and another person or another thing asking you more questions, trying to uncover exactly what is your problem, and by the end giving you a solution that you can start by doing right now and changing actually something today. All right, so this is, I believe, one of the differences. It's not the only difference, but one of the differences between John Mason experts and other AI apps on the market, which is that I call strategic questioning. All right, it will ask you questions first, try to know exactly what is your problem, what are you trying to ask about, what is your goals that you want to reach, and how is your day looks like. What is your routines and so on. This method is very, very important. All right, if you want to really find a solution to your problem. So this was our first video of the comparisons between our experts and other AI apps on the market. We will have even more comparisons coming out the next weeks. We will have comparisons for Aphrodite, for Morpheus, and again for Solomon, and so on, just to show what is the difference between John Mason AI experts and the other AI markets, AI apps on the market today. So I hope you analyzed the video. It's very, very important that you watch this video and share it to everyone in your team and to anyone who's interested in in new trends and in the market and so on. This is a real life proof of a difference exactly between experts and just general AI apps. So John Mason family, wait again for the next video. It will be dropping out next week as well, and stay tuned.